Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, social media world? It's your boy Sincere, J Red, Flatbush, Brooklyn. Y'all already know. Welcome to the page. Like and subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, I appreciate you. Thank you. Because you could be doing anything with your time right now. So I'm sincerely appreciative of you sitting down here and watching my video, hopefully the whole video. And if it don't apply, you're letting it fly. You're not taking it like I'm shooting at you. And you can direct it and send it to somebody who you think might be useful to. Because just because it's not useful to you, don't mean somebody else can't use it and implement it and apply it in their life. So it's all about each one teach one. You know what I mean? But I said for my last video, I wanted to do a follow part two on the last video I did was basically for women, do you think it's okay? Excuse me. Excuse me. Do you think it's okay having your exes, and your past sexual encounters on your page? Do you think it's okay? Nobody didn't leave no comments as of yet. I mean, it's still kind of early. We're 3 days in, so maybe down the line when I get more followers and people are not really afraid, or not saying you guys are afraid, but I don't know why you're not doing it. I can't change nothing if I don't know what I'm doing or not doing or what I should be doing. That's why I ask for self critique, feedback. You know, my pride and ego is not going to be hurt. I'm not doing this for my validation. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for the people. And I had a good friend tell me today, and she was like, yo, your videos, you come off like you're directing it to someone. And I was like, nah, I'm not directing no. I've never done a video directing it to a single individual. Yet either somebody gave me a scenario or something I've been through or just talking amongst people or however the content came up. But no, I'm just passionate. And, sometimes because I'm just a passionate dude, I'm an Aries. I'm an April Aries on top of that. And I'm from Flatbush, Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? So it's like by nature, I'm just kind of aggressive. I go from 0 to 100 real quick. It's like I got like a 180 in me, like a 180. I'm like this, and 180. I'm like that. You know, so I could be the most empathetic person, caring, loving, sincere. And then just like this, I could go from 0 to 100 real quick and turn into a beast. But mostly I don't do that unless I'm disrespected. Then I become disrespectful. You see me smiling when I'm doing my videos. So she basically said like I come across aggressive in my videos. And she's like, she knows my whole MO, why I'm doing the video. So she said, if you're trying to bridge the gap between men and women and you're trying to target a larger audience, you're gonna have to come off a little softer because you're coming off very aggressive, and certain people, no matter how much jewels you drop in, they're not really gonna be receptive to the message because you're coming off aggressive. And I sat there and I was like, you're absolutely right, because I tell people that all the time. But I tell that people doing, I don't want to use an argument, but most of the time it isn't doing an argument, because if you want me to get your message, I'm a tone person. You're going to have to talk to me a certain type of way, because you could be dropping nothing but jewels. But if your tone is like this, I'm going to out trump you. I'm just, still working on that. You know what I mean? But I still working on that. Long story short. I got plenty of work to do on myself, social media world. I might talk this growth mindset, self-awareness, conscious awareness, left, right, up, and down. I talk about it. I promote that. But it don't stop until you're in the grave. So yes, I still got things that I need to work on. I still got childhood traumas and things that kind of travel me, because I've been doing them way longer than I've been working on myself. Yes, I've been working on myself for a while now. for quite some years now. So I'm a completely different beast to who I was. And it took time, it took effort, and then life happens. You kind of fall back, life situations. I'm a human being. Well, I'm a spiritual being having a human existence. But you know what I mean. So I told her, like, you're 100% right. Because I'm not doing this for my validation. I'm not doing this to make me feel good. I'm doing this because I want to get my message across. I want to bridge a gap between men and women. And now, if my female or my women, my queens, if y'all taking the message a whole different way, because when I did that video, even though it might sound like I'm shooting and clapping at you, that's not what I'm really doing. I'm trying to enlighten you, and sometimes I might come off too harsh because of the passion behind it, because of life situations and what we have to deal with as men. And when we do spoon feed you, when we do say it the right way, a lot of times, I'm not saying all women, I'm only gonna speak for my life, people I know, situations I've been in, situations I've heard, majority of the women do not take accountability. You know what I'm saying? So when you tell them something, you self-critique them, and you tell them about themselves, they're either gonna A, laugh it off, B, give you a reason, or C and D, give you a justification and excuse for why they did what they did, and they're still not gonna change. So if I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to you because however I'm delivering my message to you, even if I spoon feed you and do it the right way, and then you kind of just brush it off, that means you're not going to change. You know what I'm saying? So what she was saying was making sense. Me, I'm the type of person, people take things and handle things differently. So if I'm delivering a message and I say it one way and you didn't get it that way, I'm going to try it another way. I have a very, very low tolerance for stupidity and bullshit. So most of the time, that's why I just come off straight, blunt, direct, and I'm passionate. So it might come off as aggressive, but I'm not being aggressive. That whole video, how much times I smiled in that video. If I'm aggressive and angry, I ain't gonna be smiling. You know what I mean? So, but men and women, we interpret things different. I'm sure most of the men felt me on that video, and maybe some of the women, if you're consciously aware and self-aware, y'all kind of get what I'm saying. But to me, most of the women who feel like I'm aggressive is because that message applies to you. That's just my assumption. I'm not saying that's a fact. I'm not saying that's real. That's just my opinion. I feel like the more I'm blunt, when it triggers certain people, no matter how you say it, how you spoon feed it, when it hits home with them, it's going to come off aggressive. They're going to get defensive, and their pride and ego is going to go wow. That's just my experience. So I want to apologize to whoever takes my aggression as I'm coming off aggressive and I'm an angry black man and I hate women and whatever you're thinking, because everybody coming with their own conclusions from their perception. You know what I'm saying? But I'm letting you know that's not the case. It's just passion, and I really just want to drill that point home. And sometimes that's the only way I know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Is be blunt and direct and tell you how it is. If I dress it up with daisies and roses, it might not hit as hard as when I'm coming out and just putting it on Front Street and putting you on blast, because some people just need to hear it, but some people need to get spoon fed. So everybody is different. So this video, I'm switching it up. Long story short. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, basically where I was going with that video is men, we are very territorial. And if let me speak for myself, even though I know a lot of dudes like me and just men in general, if I meet a female, a woman, and I'm just meeting her for the first time and we're talking, if I want to wife you, if I want you to be the last stop on the train, which that's where I'm at right now, I'm gonna pay attention to everything. Now I'm not gonna let you know, even though we say we're not judging, we're always judging as men. Now if we just want to have fun times, hit and split, or just go with the flow, then I'm not really going that hard and going that serious because I know you're not the last stop on the train. See, a lot of men, we can differentiate that. And I feel bad for a lot of my queens and sisters because you guys don't really know what's going on half the time. Whether we want to have let me slow down. Whether we want to have sexual relations with you or we're courting you to wife you, most of us are going to come at you with the same play, with the same game. We just calculate in our brain to see how you how receptive you are to the things that we're throwing out there, we're observing, we're watching. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of women, y'all fall into the appetizer zone. And when I say the appetizer zone, meaning y'all not the main meal, but we'll still eat and just, dibble and dabble. But we know you guys are not the last stop on the train. When I say at the last stop on the train, meaning we're not trying to wife you, we're not trying to take you home to mama love because we see certain red flags, we see certain signs. Guys know what they want in a queen. We're looking for specific things. Now, just because we want to have sex with you doesn't mean we want to be with you. And that's where I feel kind of bad for women because, like I said, whether we want to have sex with you or whether we want to wife you and get to that next level and build with you and become one, we're going to come at you most of the time with the same game. But not all men is going to spit that and directly tell you that and keep it real. We're just going to observe, let you be yourself, and give you enough rope to hang yourself. Because the real dudes are going to do that. Let me not say that because a lot of dudes are not self-aware. A lot of dudes are still thinking with their dick, excuse my language, and they're just gonna go in off the lust attraction, and then they're probably gonna get caught up and fall in love because, regardless of how many red flags you are people, and we all have good sides to us, social media world. So she could be for the streets, but she could still be a good person in heart. So, but now what I was saying, as far as you having your exes and your past encounters on your page, we're judging you and you're coming across a certain way to us because there should be no reason for that. If that's your past, we don't want to see that your past is still following you and you kind of following them, especially if we're trying to wife you and cater to you. We want that type of woman that when they're done, like if I see you in the street, we could be cordial, we're not enemies, but we don't want to see that on your page. We don't want them following your life, especially if you're posting a lot of pics I'm not even gonna get into all that. You women know the kind of pictures and pics y'all be posting. And the door is always open. It's like I said in the last video, men, we are very dormant. We're gonna chill, wait, because we got all the time in the world, because we're doing us on the side anyway. So we got no problem. You don't no problem shooting little shots. And yes, you can say as a female, well, I hold the key. So unless I don't open that door and open that gate, it's not going to happen. But let me ask you something. I have this very quote, and it probably don't apply to women, this quote, but it's the same concept. If you hang around the barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut. If you hang, or let's put it a different way, if you hang around the bar all the time, one day, just one day, maybe not today, maybe not next week, maybe not next month, but there's going to be one day that you're going to have a drink. So that's basically what I'm saying with that. When you have your exes and your past experience, you're very territorial. You think, I want to know and be with a woman, and I'm courting her and catering her, and or every dude, well, not every dude, but a couple dudes or however much dudes you had is on your page and is still getting to see your whole life and this, that, and the third. We don't want that. We don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Not every single man is probably going to be vocal as me, but we're going to be judging. We are. And you should kind of want that as well. You should kind of want, if you with your man or you meet a dude, you should kind of want the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Even though, like I said before, the woman holds the cookie. So unless she says go and give that green light, we can't do nothing anyway. But like I said again, if you go to the bar long enough, one day you might have a drink. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that analogy was any good. Hopefully you get the concept. Hopefully me lowering my tone, talking more calmer, not that passion, aggressiveness, as some will call it. The more the story is, you're self-sabotaging your relationship with a new potential being by having your past sexual encounters and your exes on your page. That's all I'm trying to say, because we're gonna be judging behind that. Because why? Like even though you said it's the past, now if it's your child's father or something like that, I mean, I don't know. It's deeper than that. So I'm just saying this doesn't go for all men, but this goes for a lot of real men. I mean, most of the men I talk to, the conversations I hear, like I said, we will still entertain you. We will still have sexual encounters with you. And maybe because of that and getting to know you and because it's good or whatever the case may be, maybe we might let it slide for a little bit because, but we really came in predetermined that we ain't trying to go that route with you. So a man could kind of go with the flow, entertain you, and still look for what he want, what he really want. It's kind of like a job. You gotta be working. You gotta be employed. That's how men look at women. I don't know if women do the same thing, only you guys know. But we look at it as employment. We have to be working and getting some type of salary. So until we get that job, that career we really want, guess what? We're gonna take the job, we're gonna take what's paying the bills right now. So since I got this job, it might not be my ideal job, but I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna still be throwing my resume out. I'm gonna still be applying for certain places because yeah, this job is sweet. I'm grateful for it, but it's not really what I want. It's more like I'm settling. And that's what we'll be doing. We'll be settling because we don't want our queens to have that certain type of mentality to your past is your past. It's over with. It's done with. If you know it's nothing and you never want to be with this person again, what's the point of having you on their page? For what? Do you know how to be? Like I said, we're very territorial. We don't want to be knowing and do this heart and everything. And you posting pictures, he's heart. And it's a very uncomfortable situation. And only real kings that love their queens is gonna feel some type of way. Now, if we just looking at you as an appetizer, if we just looking at you as a part-time job or not my real job, then we're not gonna say nothing because we don't really care. So I hope this video was a lot better and I hope you guys are more receptive. I made sure to be consciously aware how I was speaking, trying my best not to sound aggressive. So I hope this hit home, ladies. I'm really for y'all. I'm really for y'all because y'all don't even know y'all at war and y'all don't even know y'all in the war until the dude slips up or he gets caught, whatever the case may be. You females gotta pay attention unless you're just for the streets and this is what you want. If that's what you want, then if it don't apply, let it fly. You know what you want for your life. But if nothing changes, nothing changes. So you gotta do things different or continue to keep getting the same results. And I'm applying that same thing to me. My homegirl told me about my delivery, my message. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So I came out here tonight to just rectify it. And I want everybody to get it. My goal is for everybody to win, man and woman. The dudes that's on their bullshit that want to run around and, still do them. I'm not knocking y'all, but trust me, there's females out there that's for the streets. Go after those females, the good queens, the ones that want to settle down, that want to be wifed up, that want to be a good wife and have a loving husband and want to have that win, that togetherness. Leave them alone unless that's what you want as well. There's plenty of women out there that's for the streets that will have no problem giving you what you want. So I hope this message came off good. Sincere J Red, Flatbush, Brooklyn. Y'all already know. Yo,